Good morning.
Hi.
It's Whitney and Kelsey here from Qolsys. We are hosting today's sales training. We're excited to have you guys here. On your dashboard, before we get started, on the GoToWebinar control panel, get on there, look on the questions tab. There's little sections. I don't know how to explain it. There's little sections. One's called questions. Click on the little arrow and type in, let us know where you're from, what it's like where you're at. Is it hot? Is it cold?
Can you hear us?
That's a good one. Can you hear us?
Can you see us too?
Yes. Kelsey is getting those questions and she will be responding to you guys if we can't answer it live here on the call. So we want to hear from you. We have someone from Orem. Hi, yeah. We're in Orem. We're on Sleepy Ridge Golf Course. You should stop by. Matt.
Yeah.
Alarm Grid.
Hi, George. Washington, D.C.
Well, good. We have a lot of people on. There. Okay. It looks like
Jeremiah. I imagine it's very hot in Arizona right now. Holy cow.
You know what's funny? I should move to Arizona. I'm allergic to cold weather. I get hives. It's a real thing.
I know. She should.
It's kind of funny. I don't know why I live in Utah. The winters are a little crazy.
Jeremy's supposed to take you golfing, Matt. Make sure that happens.
Yeah. Come over.
Perfect. Well, it sounds like everyone can hear us.
Yeah, great. We have a ton of people on. We're so excited that you're here. We're picking back up on our webinars and our sequences. We are doing sales trainings and technical trainings every other week right now for the next month or so. So if you guys want to hop on live, ask questions live, we're here to answer questions.
Hold on. It's snowing in Minnesota, Mike says. Wow.
No, it's not. It's July. No, it's not. It's not snowing. Oh my gosh.
Okay, sorry. Okay, continue.
Great. So we'll just jump straight in. Before we get started, I have my computer and it's close to the camera, so forgive me if you see me come up, get in a close view. We want to know if you have ever installed IQ Panel 2. So we're going to launch that poll. Just say, yes, we have. No, not yet. So we know kind of who we're talking to and how to gauge it. We don't want to tell you a bunch of basic stuff if you've installed the panel a bunch of times. And if you're brand new, we are happy to start there too. Yeah. We're excited. We have a lot of new things coming. We're going to talk about the roadmap today too. It is a big one. Okay, we'll give you just a couple more minutes. We're about split. 45% say yes, 55% say not yet. Ooh, do we have any more comments? Nope. Awesome. Okay, we're going to close the poll and we'll get started. Well, for you new folks, welcome. We're happy to have you here, and you're veterans. Feel free to chime in, and anything that we miss, let us know. So first, let me take a little bit of time to introduce us, Qolsys. We are a Silicon Valley-based software company that manufactures security and smart home technology products. And what we really try to do is improve the quality of life through innovation and technology. And you can see that in our name. I don't know if you knew this, but the QOL stands for quality of life. And the SYS is system, so that's why it's pronounced Qolsys. So, little fun fact. We have the best partners, and we want to be best in class in everything. So we specifically chose our partners for that reason. The first one is Qualcomm. Qualcomm invented LTE, so they are the ones that make the chipsets that are likely in your smartphone and in your tablets. Foxconn is probably the biggest company you've never heard of. They manufacture consumer electronics, so all of Apple products, Cisco, PlayStations, Xboxes, and so many more things. So that's why our product, when you look at it, it's put together so nicely. Now you know, because Foxconn is an amazing manufacturer partner. Android, who's not familiar with Android? They are our software, so we leverage them with things like voice to text and things, or text to voice. I always say that wrong.
But meaning you can customize it. So I can say Kelsey's front door open.
Yes.
Instead of guessing.
And we didn't have to develop it. We are using the engineers, the brilliant engineers from Android, and just using technology that already exists by partnering with Android. It's great. Yeah. Alarm.com. Alarm.com is the nation's premier interactive service provider. We've worked very closely with Alarm.com for over 5 years, and you're not going to find a panel that you can do more with than the IQ panel with Alarm.com. And we'll talk more about that too. And then Johnson Controls, we partner with them. They help us innovate, and they help us have new ideas, and they help us reach out to everybody out in the field. I think that's what I'm looking for.
Sales reps. So really, a lot of you should be in contact with your JCI rep as well.
Yeah, and if you're not, if you don't know who the rep is in your area, call Kelsey. She can help you. This is Kelsey Wing. .wing@qolsys.com.
I can send it to you. I'll send it in the chat.
S-E-Y, S-I-E. Oh my gosh, I knew that. I have another friend, E-Y. So that's Kelsey.
Perfect.
And then Verizon, AT&T, and TELUS. Obviously, they're a chipset, so they, not the chipset, the cell card. So the cellular network that you're on, depending on where you're installing the panel, that card will help you have better service. Do we have any questions so far?
Oh, that's funny. Who manufactured the snuffle?
The snuffle, the IQ snuffle. That was a fun one. We do April Fool's Day videos, and this year we did the IQ snuffle. And what did it do? It smelled
bad
stinky coworkers, I think it was, wasn't it? Bad smells. And it would send an alert. That one was fun. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Moore's Law. And everyone in Silicon Valley knows about Moore's Law. And basically, it's the principle that every year, tech is going to get smaller and faster every year. And it's proven true with mostly everything.
I would say smartphone.
Case in point would be the smartphone, right? It started out as the Nokia, right? We joke that it's like a brick and you can't break it. Even the first iPhone was, Jeremy has one still. It's like half an inch thick. I don't know, it's huge. But now everything's a smaller, sleeker, and it's proven true for everything except for the alarm industry.
Right.
If you look at some of the panels that are still being installed, I'll show you the back. They're nice and thick.
Let's even see how thick. Yep.
Bulky. they're nice, you know. So we're not seeing that kind of innovation come through in the alarm industry. So they were not really following Moore's Law until now with Qolsys. We believe that a connected device is not a smart device unless it's part of an ecosystem. You can have a device that's smart, right? You can have a washer that tells you, no, I looked at barbecue grills and it told you when the meat was done, but that's all it did. Completely useless by itself.
Yeah.
But if it's connected to something else, it could be something more. So we believe it isn't smart unless it's connected to part of an ecosystem. And our smartphones are the benchmark. So if your product doesn't look and feel like a smartphone, you're missing the mark. And it'll be considered old. I'm taking my phone out of the case so that doesn't add any. You can get the real feel. I'm sure you guys can pull yours out and get the same concept.
But it's true. This is what we're looking for in technology.
Yeah, I mean, if I can't put this on my wall and call it my alarm panel, I think it's outdated. If you got a hunk of plastic.
And no one's going to pay top dollar for old technology.
No, everyone thinks it's going to be on clearance. I should get a discount because my brother actually got a system, I don't even remember how long ago, but at the time it was top notch. And he called me after we installed it. I didn't install it. We had a tech go out. And he called me. He's like, this looks a lot like a toolbox from Toys R Us. Like, I kid you not, that's what he said. I was like, oh, well, that's great. You know what I mean? But he was looking for something more. So no one's going to pay top dollar for technology that feels old. And touchscreens are everywhere. You see them in your car, on thermostats. You see them in the airports now, just on robots.
Well, for wearing them.
Oh,
and I was gonna say, you've got your watch.
I have one. Yeah. I have one on.
But they're everywhere.
Everywhere. So if someone tells you they want a solution that does not require a touchscreen and they can just use their phone, ask them what they plan to do when their system's armed and their phone is dead. Now I can't get into my house and I can't turn off the alarm. Or if their phone's lost, or if a neighbor comes and comes over to let the dog out and while they're on vacation, they can't do anything. The touchscreen is the standard for a control panel, if that makes sense. So our industry landscape, we've done a poor job responding to consumer expectations of the touchscreen and things like that. On the left of this screen, you can see some of the most installed systems of all time, and these are tried and true products, right? But a lot of them are still being used today, but none of them resemble
what we carry in our pockets.
What people expect. Now when I go in, I don't expect to see mostly plastic. If I expect to see, when I look for a car, I look for
the touch screen,
the control panel. In fact, that for me, when I was in the market for a new car, that was one of my selling points, was that control panel. And some companies have attempted to penetrate this space using touchscreens, and they've done a great job marketing their stuff. and a lot of them have been successful, but they still present less than perfect solutions. They don't really meet consumer expectations. So, and our market is completely marketing that's happening. It's kind of getting shaken up right now.
I'm gonna say, like, the last year, I feel like everything's come out.
Every week we get a new email about someone who's trying to come into security.
I know.
And we've got to be competitive. We've got to adapt. We've got to try to figure out how to help the market and how to change our business strategy to meet it. Whether it's with DIY installed solutions, the technology we offer, anything like that. We've got to be able to catch and keep our customers' attention so that we don't lose them to these really great email campaigns that are coming from competitors.
That's true.
So that's what we try to do at Qolsys. And in 2011, I think it was, we came out with our first generation panel. And much like the original iPhone, it kind of broke a lot of expectations of what people expected out of a panel. It was one of the industry's first touchscreens, 7-inch touchscreen. It had an appified user experience. All were brand new.
The camera built in.
Yes, and then there was dual path with Wi-Fi and cell and software updates, things that people had in their phones for years. But now we've launched our first generation and we introduced it to the alarm industry for the first time, and people loved it. And I think it can be shown how people have imitated us with the GC3 came out in November 2015, and the Lyric in April 2016. And they had a lot of things, they were kind of scrambling to compete with us when our first generation panel came out. And they took some of the features we had and they tried to implement it, but they did it in a kind of a different way. They took a security panel that they already had and tried to make it a tablet experience, a smart experience, and it was successful in some ways, and some ways they're still trying to catch up. So that's what the market's happening. Oh no. Can you hear me now?
Let's see. Okay. Tell me if it's back. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Thank you for letting us know.
Okay, great. So this is a video about the IQ Panel 2. We're going to show this. Oh, wait.
Turn your sound on.
Yep, my sound's not on. Oh, no.
I'm going to mute mine.
That one. Okay, can you hear me? Sorry, we're a little... Okay, perfect. Now my computer is frozen. So this is a video that talks about the IQ Panel 2 that we're currently frozen on. Dang it. It goes through all the features of the IQ Panel 2 and how it's so different. You get a little bit of a sneak right there. It's that, let's see. Do we have...
Well, I'm going to see if we can just...
Still frozen. Dang it. I'm so sorry, you guys. So this is the IQ Panel 2. I don't think this one's been powered. Oh, wait. There we go. So it obviously looks just like a touch screen. It has a built-in panel camera. It's got built-in glass break detector. It's got it looks really nice on the wall just for how small it is, the bezel is. And you can see how we used the chipset on the back.
So Qualcomm.
Snapdragon. And that's really what allows us to keep the panel so small, is that chipset. We don't have to stack things on top of each other, saving us from having something a little bit thicker, right? Oh, sorry. I'm seeing someone had a question. And then we've got a whole bunch of other features that we will show. But my computer is frozen. Okay, I'm gonna try to exit out of my PowerPoint.
We can do mine too. We can swap.
Okay, we're gonna change. Oh, Oh, wait.
Technology should be simple. Technology should be beautiful.
Is it working?
This is the IQ panel. The IQ panel is easy enough for anyone to use, no matter how old you are. It keeps you connected to the things that matter most to you, like your home and your family.
Let us know if
This
you can see the video.
Your smartphone, so you'll know when they arrive. With Bluetooth touchless disarming, you can leave your phone in your pocket.
Sorry, we're trying to. Can you guys see the video?
Securely authenticates you, preparing your home for your arrival.
Okay.
All right.
So we're gonna skip that then, and we'll post that.
They're on our YouTube channel.
Make sure you're sharing. Go back to sharing.
Can you see anything?
So sorry. It's Monday.
Yes, it's totally Monday.
Okay.
You can see me.
We're just gonna move forward, and we'll post the commercial.
So all of our commercials and past webinars are on our YouTube channel, and we're always adding new content there. So you might want to pay attention to what's happening on our YouTube channel. Kelsey does a great job doing a lot of our videos. That's her handiwork.
Thank you.
So we're going to talk about the award-winning IQ Panel 2. It's our flagship product. We are so proud of it, and it has won ESX awards for Best in Class and in its category and Best in Show for all categories. So we're very proud of the IQ Panel 2. Okay, sorry. So see how we stack up. This is kind of a snapshot, to the best of our knowledge, of all the features that the IQ Panel 2 offers versus competitors. And if you notice, we've got live view, built-in camera, disarm photos, all of those different things. We have all of those check marks, easy, no problem. And then you look at our competitors, and we're still finding a little bit of
Gaps, really.
gaps. Yeah, that's a nice way to put it. We have some gaps with our competition. So if you're looking for technology to offer your customers and innovation and things that will continue to grow, and you want to be cost effective and you want to be future proof, the IQ Panel right now is the way to go. It just has the best technology built into it. And we'll talk a lot more about other things and what's inside and things like that. So here's another video. Should we try it again?
Okay.
Let us know if you can see this.
You're going to love using the IQ panels, and here's a few reasons why. The IQ panel is a 7-inch touchscreen with a built-in camera.
My computer
And you can't hear me. Sorry, I'm gonna post the link to the YouTube channel. That way you'll be able to watch them. It does lag a little bit on GoToWebinar, so I think that's what's happening. Is we're just having a little bit of an issue there.
Oh, we have 2 videos up.
I know.
My computer just froze, so I'm restarting it. I'm so sorry, you guys. Basically, what that video shows is the panel has a built-in panel camera. It's 5 megapixels. We'll jump into what you can do with it. It's got a built-in glass break detector that I mentioned already. It's got, what else?
Really what we talked about, the dual speakers, microphone. We're gonna go and talk about the main features of the panel next.
So the first one that we're gonna jump into, sorry you guys, I'm trying to get my computer
And I'm
to
gonna share
stop freaking
my
out.
screen here.
Sorry you guys, bear with us. Don't want that. Nope. Because I'm controlling it.
Yeah.
No worries. So we're going to talk about the first thing that this panel has differently. We can't get the PowerPoint up right just this minute. So we're just going to keep going without the PowerPoint if that's all right with you. So first thing we're going to talk about is that Qualcomm Snapdragon
System on a chip.
System on a chip, right?
Yep.
So what this allows us to do, it's this piece right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. This one has a bunch of daughter cards in it. But what it does is it allows us to use LTE it allows us to have the panel be faster, more reliable, and it gives us Bluetooth touchless disarming, which is my personal favorite feature. It reduces truck rolls, and it allows for Android 5 Plus forward compatibility. Excuse me. Do we have questions?
No, Power G. Gerard
yes.
had a question, but we're going to talk a lot about Power G coming up. So
I promise.
bear with us.
I promise we're going to get to that.
Okay,
so
here's the chips.
Can you guys see this? Can I see the screens?
Oh, no.
Nope, that's okay.
Sorry, that's right.
So we've got daughter cards. This is the little hanging thing when you install it. So we have 4 daughter card slots. It comes with Z-Wave Plus built into it, and it comes with the 319.5 SRF radio, and then then you have a slot that you could put the image sensor card in, and then the Power G option,
which we'll talk about.
Which we will talk about.
Yes.
The beautiful thing about the chipset is you have the ability to pick and choose what you want, which is where Power G comes in, and dual SRF and things like that. And looks matter. It's thin. Well, this doesn't count because it doesn't have back on it.
You see how thin it is? In the image that we showed, where seeing how we stack up, you can see how it compares to everything else.
I mean,
so it's small. It looks great on the wall, but it also looks great on a table stand. So every panel.
I have mine on a table stand.
I do as well.
So my husband isn't really keen on putting holes in the wall. I don't know why. We've lived in our house for 4 years.
But it's a great option for people, right?
Yes.
I'm renting, so it works for me. Renting my house, and again, not wanting to put holes in my wall.
Yeah, and every panel comes with the table stand, which is great. Then it has the UI, the user interface for the panel. I don't think we have it.
Oh, this is turned on.
Awesome.
So see if you can see. So here's the home screen, but you can swipe easily. So again, what Whitney was talking about, going back to your phone, you're going to be able to know how to use this because it's familiar.
The thing that's great, when I walk into a tech store and I'm looking at new products, if I can't figure it out just by touching it and feeling it, I'm going to put it back. It's too confusing. I can't figure it out. I don't want to deal with it. But when we hand this to consumers who have a smartphone, or I've seen it, or a tablet, or a computer, anything like that, within, I don't know, a minute or 2, they can swipe. When you hand them a door window sensor and say, hey, see if you can figure out how to pair this, they can. And we've done that in multiple tech trainings on site and things like that. So it's really fun to see, get away from the technical support of, okay, push pound 442233. What does the screen say? You don't have to do that because it's so simple.
And we have dynamic pagination. So what that means is pages like lights, locks, thermostats, they're only going to appear as you add the device.
Yes. So if you've got a really simple system that's just got door windows and they don't have any other smart devices like a lock, a thermostat, a garage door, those pages won't even show up. So they're not going to get confused by it. Whereas if you have the customer who does have those things, like this panel, this thing's a little dark.
Oh, I should have lightened it. Sorry.
Oh,
it's just light as it'll go.
Almost. So the lights page, ooh, we get some good glare there. So there's lights or locks page, lights. Those pages all show up for those customers who have those products. I think I can get the PowerPoint back. Are you guys so excited? Oh, wait, maybe I spoke too soon. Hold on. Okay, we'll move on while that's coming up.
Perfect.
The next thing is we designed this for the consumer in mind. So for the consumer experience, ooh, that's the alarm page. We wanted the green button to match the alarm.com. I'll pull up my app so you can kind of see it. So green always means the system's disarmed. Yellow is always arm away, no matter what they're using. If they're using the panel, their phone,
it's going to be the same. So again,
so there's the app.
Confused.
Oops. So if I wanted to arm my system, the colors are the same. They mean the same things. And we have got our PowerPoint back.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah. I just got to find the page we're on. There it is. Okay. Oh, what'd I do?
Maybe not.
Change presenter.
This is where it gets stuck.
All right. Well, we're not going to worry about it. We're going to keep going. Forget the PowerPoint. We don't need it anyway. We know what we're doing here. The next thing that the panel has is LTE and Wi-Fi dual path technology. So our first generation panel had the cellular, which was really great. Really great for the time. But as soon as technology advanced and everything started becoming LTE because it's faster, stronger,
Well,
better.
you're not worrying
longer.
about 3G going out. I remember having to do the
No.
3G to 4G upgrades and the stress that caused because panels were going to stop working.
We both worked for a dealer who had one summer they did over 100,000 accounts. Just outrageous dealer. And we were there at the time when they were making the switch. I was there, like 10 years ago when they made the switch. And I was on the phones calling customers and trying not to get yelled at by telling them they needed new equipment.
Because it was going to stop.
Because it was going to stop working. And now this is completely relevant because we are about to have the 3G, 4G sunset, right? So LTE now more than ever is more important with long-term evolution. And Verizon said that technology will be good at least until
2033, I think. So we're thinking people are going to want new panels before then, right? I would hope so.
I'll probably have gone through at least 6 phones by then, and I don't go through phones that fast. But so LTE is so important. It makes it, the Wi-Fi that we use is the fastest Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi AC. And dual path is not failover technology. It's real time, redundant, and
it's fast.
Yeah. What it does is it searches for both pathways at the same time. So I've got one looking for Wi-Fi and I've got one looking for LTE. If Wi-Fi is going a little bit faster, it connects via Wi-Fi, but LTE is still looking. So the second LTE picks up and goes faster, it switches. So you're talking to the cloud, is faster, it's more flexible communication, and you use it for your software updates. So you're not having to pay for
to send technicians.
Yeah. And you don't have to pay for the cell. There's something that you have to pay for with the cell because it takes so much bandwidth. You don't have to do that. Everything's fresh and new, and the consumer doesn't feel any kind of latency or anything like that. Let's see. We have a video about that, but we're going to send you the YouTube page.
Bluetooth touchless disarming is next, which, as you can see, Whitney loves this feature.
I love the video that we have with this feature.
I know, I'm sad we can't show it.
And it shows it so well. So basically, you've got a mom coming home from going to the grocery store, and she's got bags in one hand, a baby in the other. She's trying to close the car door and can't really do it. And then she's walking up to her house. But what happens when she's from the time she gets out of the car and walks up to the front door, her panel disarms and her door unlocks. And she didn't have to do anything.
She just walks in.
She just walks in. And that's what Bluetooth allows you to do. And so it works within 60 feet of the panel. And it only works an arm away. You can pair it to 5 phones, and these work the same way as a key fob. So basically, with every panel, you're basically giving your customer 5 free key fobs with it. If you have a customer who, for some reason, is worried about the security of Bluetooth, it's not for them. They don't have to use it.
I think that's the best part. Yeah. And it doesn't work with tablets either. So I know that's another question is, well, what if I don't want the feature, and what about tablets? And the reason behind that is we leave our tablets at home. Mine's laying on my bed right now. So we don't want those to be connected to the panel because of that reason.
And then I know some people who they don't want their wife's phone to be connected to the panel because they worry for their wife's safety. So they only have the man of the house have the Bluetooth disarming.
Or Jeremy does him and his wife, but not his kids, because again, he wants to make sure that they're home and to see their face when they disarm the system.
So it's very versatile that way. I love this feature. This is the feature that got me and our director of marketing's wife to use the panel. Even though I'd worked for a dealer for over 10 years, I've never really played with my panel. Don't repeat that. But the Bluetooth disarming made it so that I could have the security of the panel without fear of messing it up and setting it off for some reason. Let's see if we have questions.
Okay, so people have questions. So yes, Jeff, it is if they arm away. When a customer gets outside a Bluetooth area, once the panel is armed and the customer comes back into range, will it disarm the panel?
Yes.
There is a time frame though.
Yes, you can. So, I think it's 5, 10, and 15.
Yes, I think so as well.
Something like that. So it gives you time if you're in an apartment building to walk down the stairs and out, or if you're like me and you go to leave, but then you get distracted. That extra 10 minutes could make all the difference.
Yeah, and I have Bluetooth set up, I get text messages even when Bluetooth disarms my system.
Mm-hmm.
So it's those notifications as well, letting you know. You're never gonna wonder if your system was disarmed.
My sister came into town last night, and she's familiar with the system, but not enough to arm it or anything. And she was playing around, and we were worried that the house wasn't going to be armed when she left, because she has a gazillion children. She has 6 with her right now, and that's not even all of them. And so I thought for sure she'd forget to lock the door, close the garage, arm the system before she left. So when she left, I saw her go, because my Skybell told me, because she parked right in front of it.
Right.
And then I could look on my app and see, okay, my garage is closed, my system's armed, and the front door is locked. She did good. So I liked having that extra sense of security. But Bluetooth's my favorite.
And you're going to use your system more because you are using it less, because of the features and the scenes and the rules that you can create.
Yep, I love that I can go for a walk or a run without keys, and I just have my phone, and it disarms and unlocks my door when I get home. So the next thing is the 5 megapixel panel camera. It's right here. To give you an idea, your phone, I think, is a 7 megapixel. So to give you an idea of how good that camera is, this is a fantastic feature. And the reason why is you're introducing your customer to what a camera is and what it does. And
they're getting a free camera by getting the panel. So again, we've got the 5 key fobs. Technically, you're at key fobs with Bluetooth disarming, and then you've got a free camera.
You got a camera. Now, this camera, when you disarm the panel physically at the panel, it'll take a picture. Do you want to do it?
We're going to test it, because I just realized there's tiny out here. Okay.
This is a demo.
So we're going to arm.
What should we do?
Okay.
We're a good time. So when you disarm the panel.
Armed it, and then you'll look. This is our disarm photo.
We're cute.
So we just scrolled over. It's going to tell you exactly who armed it.
What user code was used. What time it's at. So if you've got small business and small commercial, however you want to choose to say it, you can check and see when they clock in and things like that. I disarm our panel at work every morning, so I try to make a different face every time. Just a personal thing. The other thing that this camera does is during alarm, when the panel goes off and it's in alarm mode, it takes a 4-minute video. So you can go back and see what's happening, what's going on, things like that.
Michael has a great question. So he said, if this is the system capable of sending the alarm video clips, and I'm going to add disarm photos to you, or does it just stay on the panel?
So the disarm photos, yes. The alarm videos, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. That would be.
I think they're local. I think you have to take an SD card to pull it off, if memory serves.
But the disarm photos that you get are sent to you in a text message. So here in the office, we have a panel, of course, and those are sent
my mug every morning.
Yeah, those are sent to Jeremy. So he knows what time Whitney gets in. She's the first one to come in the mornings. He can make sure that she's here. She's by herself.
I got a couple kids. I have a hard time being on time. And he knows it. That's the worst part.
But he's seen that she's here and that the system was disarmed successfully.
And then I'm at work and I'm working.
Yeah.
So the panel cam is great. It's one of our favorites. When you come home, do something outside the house and then leave again. And the panel, okay, so this is a Bluetooth question. Yep. So when you come home, mess around in the front yard and then leave again, and the panel detected Bluetooth and disarmed, will the system rearm itself? No, so the system does not arm automatically. You've still got to push arm away, and then you've got 5 minutes to get out of the 60-foot range, and then the system will arm and it'll start. It does a burst search for Bluetooth.
Right.
So it's not going to catch like your Wi-Fi headphones or Bluetooth headphones or whatever it is.
Yeah. So but that is a good question, Gerard. So you would have to rearm the system if Bluetooth did disarm.
But you set up notifications. You get a text that says, "Hey, your system's disarmed and you're gone."
You just then pull up your comment and do it directly from there.
And you arm it.
But so going back to disarm photos can be viewed in a text message on your phone. You use it on your Apple Watch.
You can get them on your watch, right? And you can get them on your computer. Email.
Yep.
So they're great. So the first thing was Bluetooth disarming, 5 free key fobs, if you will. And then the second one was that panel camera. You get, the potential roadmap items for the panel camera. We want to stream live video from that camera. We want to use it as an image sensor and potentially video chat with support.
Which would be cool.
That would be rad. Like, I would love that. And having been on the customer service end of it, let alone the tech support side of it, that would be amazing. Perfect. And then video chat with a secondary panel or mobile app. So even if you're on the run, you've got a tech, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And then, so the next thing is we believe that all wireless communications should be encrypted to protect the signal. So we developed our S-line sensors. Do we have any S-line devices?
No,
They're in a gold
not yet.
box. Sorry,
Yes.
we're in
and
a
on our
conference
website, they're gold as well. So you're gonna
gold
know.
is the sign that it's S-line encrypted. S-line means security line, so it's secure. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, we believe very much in our encryption. And the tech industry thinks that the security industry is just a complete joke. If you read some of the articles that have been published lately, companies like Forbes and Wired have paid an analyst to hack security systems. And the quote, so let me see if we've got a quote. Almost half of consumers rank privacy as their greatest concern about connecting devices to the internet. And 40% have experienced a privacy or security problem with a connected device in the past year. And here we are offering security panels that look like this, calling it secure, and then they're getting hacked. And so security industries, we're not doing great in the secure aspect. So that's why we came up with our S-line.
Yeah.
And we believe that with that, we're trying to put security back into security. And we start with security enhanced version of Android and a built-in firewall, cloud token authentication. So every signal in and out of the panel must be authenticated in the cloud, meaning they have to have a password to come out of the panel and then a password to get received up into the cloud. I do not want to look at that picture anymore. Okay, that's better. So password out, password in, and it's a secure connection to alarm.com, visual verification with the 5-megapixel panel camera using Z-Wave Plus. It's the most secure version of Z-Wave, and Bluetooth disarming is what we consider to be one of the more secure ways to arm and disarm your panel.
Right.
And lifestyle devices are protected using their connection via Wi-Fi, AC, Z-Wave Plus, things like that. And other people have made encrypted devices. I don't have any in there either. Dang it. That's
But
okay. Oh, here's one. Hold on.
Oh, perfect.
Here's one. And I think here's one of ours.
Okay, perfect. But as you can see here,
This is our extended.
okay, fine.
So this is one device, right? Actually nice. This one's ours, so you can see the difference. It's smaller, it fits better. The range is fantastic. Our S-line door window sensor is small, compact. It includes the S-line encryption, wireless encryption to protect against replay attacks. Replay attacks, basically, if you remember back in like the late 90s, I think it was, the burglars would record, they'd sit in a neighborhood and record the garage door signal when people used their remote to close their garage. And then they would, once the people left their home, they just replay that signal, the garage would open right up and they'd walk right into the house. That's basically what the S-line device protects against in security sensors. So they can't replay the signal that your sensor uses to talk to the panel. It's got dual batteries for 8 years of life, which is fantastic. It's got a rare earth magnet for gap forgiveness and easier installation. That basically means instead of it having to be flush, you've got a 1-inch gap forgiveness. So I've got weird molds on around my doors. I don't know why. I never noticed it until I tried to put one of these up.
And then, what the heck?
It was kind of annoying. But when I got the S-line devices, even the door window, the regular mini, I have that rare earth magnet, so I've got the forgiveness, and I can use it on metal doors because the antenna is raised, so I don't lose any of that range. We offer a full line of encrypted devices. We've got motions, glass breaks, recess sensors, floods. We've got all kinds of things. Do we have floods?
I don't think we have floods.
Maybe we're coming out with a flood. I don't know. Maybe I just lost my mind for a minute.
We have lots.
Yes, and
our website has them listed as well.
Yes, hop on the website. Anything in gold is going to be encrypted. So we've got Bluetooth disarming, panel camera encryption. And then the fourth thing we're going to talk about is the panel camera. Do we have any questions yet?
No. I think,
what batteries do the contacts use? You know what? I have these ones. I don't know what they are.
I don't either.
You got your glasses on. I need to get glasses. I'm thinking Costco might be the way to go. CR2032.
3 volts.
3 volts.
3 volts.
It's made in Indonesia.
Stop.
These ones are.
I don't know.
As you can tell, we don't operate in tech support exclusively, but we're happy to help.
Yeah, we can, if you'll email us too, we can find out the answer for sure.
Yes.
But I think it's a 3 volts.
Kelsey.wing@Qolsys, Whitney.white@Qolsys.com. That one might be easy to remember. Email us your questions, concerns, anything like that. We're happy to touch base with you, talk with you one-on-one on anything. Great. So the next thing is the panel glass break detector. We've got 2 microphones down here. You can actually see them on here.
Can you see them? Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
these
That's
2
kind
little
of fun to see from
notches.
inside.
Those 2 little notches. Those are the 2 speakers.
And this works in away mode only.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So the ones on the panel works in away mode only. And the reason why we do that is to reduce the risk for false alarms. I cannot speak right now. I apologize.
But we used to get questions all the time. My dog was barking and set off the glass break, or we were having a party and something happened.
Well,
So
the great thing is this glass break detector can be updated through the software updates. So we've actually, I don't know if you've seen it in San Jose.
yeah,
They've got a room that's like dedicated to making noise and crashing glass, breaking glass, dropping keys. I'm sure they bring dogs in there. They have Dog Friday like every couple weeks. But they update all the frequencies that could be glass versus things that aren't glass. So every time we roll a software update, we just slip that one right in, update the glass break so that it's current. So this glass break, I dare say, is going to be more functional, more accurate than any other glass break because it is getting those software updates. So yeah, that's the panel glass break. And the great thing about the panel glass break is the same thing for the Bluetooth and for the panel camera. You're giving a free device away. So in a couple of months, you call the customer and say, hey, how's that panel glass break working out for you? Do you want another one? I'm running a special. Or a camera, right? They already have one. If they're loving it, why not try out a second one?
Definitely.
And you've got you've got an additional positive point of contact with the customer after they've installed.
Yep.
And we love that.
All right, this is the next one. So the advanced.
Sorry, I was
No,
checking my
you're
questions.
fine.
Advanced sensor test. Okay,
Yeah.
I just learned a lot about this one because I did the tech training, if you can believe that, as I pull out batteries to figure out what they are. So the advanced sensor test, our technicians are in love with this particular tool, and I think the next one that we're going to talk about too. Basically, it measures the wireless noise that's in a home when you're installing, and it shows you the sensor's ability to project its encrypted wireless signal to the panel. So it'll tell you how great it's doing, how much noise there is. Is the noise low enough so that the panel can hear the device's signal? And basically, it's telling you if there's going to be a problem before you leave. So you don't get these random faulty sensors going off and the customer's calling saying, hey, I don't know what the heck's going on. And you replace the device 6 times before you realize, oh, it's just the noise is too loud.
Right. It's really going to improve the customer satisfaction.
Yes, get it right before you leave is what the techs say.
Yep.
And it reduces the need for go backs and improves customer satisfaction. And you know what the problem is before you have to fix anything. It's
Definitely.
great. The other thing is our Z-Wave diagnostic tools. And it's used for Z-Wave networks. And what it does is actually on the panel shows you the map network visually. And it gives you the ability to rediscover unresponsive devices. And this is one of the best parts, you can actually choose the pathway. So if you've got one that's zigzagging all around, clearly that connection isn't going to be the best. So you can change the mesh network, or you can look at it and say, I need to put an IQ siren right here in this plug to make a direct route and make that door lock better. And a lot of these tools can be accessed remotely through Alarm.com's remote toolkit. And usually I think technicians buy, I think it's a $100 device, it's $100 to do those things just on a normal day, on a normal job. But with the IQ panel, you don't have to use or buy anything extra. It's built in to every panel.
Right.
And then we've got a whole bunch of other things that are built in. We've added recently a system health page, and that tells you, are you connected to Wi-Fi? How great is the Wi-Fi? Is it not that great? Because we need to look at that if it's not.
Right.
How's battery life? How are system tests going? Cell test, Wi-Fi test, LTE is cellular. Is it strong? Is the network strong? Or are we gonna have a problem before we leave? And then your customer can actually go onto the system health page if they ever think something's wrong, and they can run a lot of those tests themselves if you want them to. So that's fantastic.
And the techs did a whole webinar on this too.
Mm-hmm.
So on our YouTube page under webinars, there's a whole tech webinar on those features. That you
Yes,
just talked
and
about.
they will have a webinar. They're 2-hour trainings. They're gonna have another one next week, next Monday at this time. So if you guys are interested in that or want to send one of your tech managers, they can ask questions live. I know how beneficial that is because they know a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that I don't know the answers to. So talking to them might be all the difference for a complicated install.
Yep.
Okay, we've got 15 minutes left.
Okay.
Other things that the IQ panel offers are on-screen help videos. So these are things that most commonly people ask in the first 90 days. How do I arm my system? How do I disarm? How do I add a user? All those, how do I do Bluetooth? Things like that.
I was gonna say the best part about this too is that you can add your own videos.
Yeah.
So we're big into making it an in-home billboard. So it can be adding your commercial or a short video welcoming the customer to your company. But it's the micro SD card, right?
Yep. So you can do it using PowerPoint and then you convert to an MP3 and then you put it on a micro SD card and then you slide it on in to that little slot right there and then it's done. And if you guys need help with that, we can help you. We do this all day, every day.
Yeah.
We can whip it out for you.
Yep.
The next thing that is really great are the
your panel branding?
Yes, panel branding. What's the word?
No,
I can't think of it. So usually the first thing I did when I got my panel is using the SD card, I put my family photos on it. And then I had my photo frame show my family photos. And then I do it every time when my mom comes over of just her because I think it's funny.
Oh,
and
funny.
She thinks it's on my panel all the time. I don't tell her it's not. But with that photo frame, you can also do your own branding. So you create an image that's this size, that is your company logo. Or maybe you say, hey, are you interested in cameras? Call me or refer a friend.
Yeah. And it just gets added to the photo frame slides. So they're there.
It's a great way to market your company without having to do much. And remind the customer that you're there, you want to help. If they want to upgrade, if they want a door lock, call you. Don't go to Home Depot or don't go to Amazon. Call you and your company, right?
Okay, really quick.
I love that question.
Yes. So really, we're going back, but he said he wanted to make sure that the 4G LTE radio was built in, and you don't have to buy a separate component.
You guys. Yes. So sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just gonna pull it up here.
So when you buy the IQ panel,
it will go right there.
It's one box. You don't have to get 3 different boxes like you've done in the past. It is one box. You don't have to get a cell slide or anything like that.
It's all built in.
It's one SKU, one price. So when we tell you the cost, that is the cost. There's nothing additional that you have to buy. Now, whether or not you want to, that's different, but it comes with the cell chip, the Z-Wave Plus, and your SRF, your 319.5 in the IQ Panel 2 SKU.
Yep.
So I love that question.
I do too. That was a good one. Branding, if you are a Alarm.com Silver member, right?
Silver package.
Package. You can have your company logo pushed, so it'll replace the envelope icon and then will be pushed.
And then when you touch it, oops.
Your company information will be there.
Yeah, so it'll be your company logo and then your company information will appear here. We just added these manually. If you're not a silver package, it'll show an envelope, but you can manually add your company info. So you could say ABC Security Company, and then you could put a little catchphrase.
Yep. Do you want to talk about the messages?
I don't know what you would put as your catchphrase. I can't think of any. I'm trying to think of a funny one, but I can't. Okay, so then messages and alerts. So when you click, I'll walk you through it. Okay, so when you click on the message button, and then you get alerts and alarms. Is that what it is? Yeah. So it gives you a breakdown of what's happening with your panel. So this one says panel AC off. That's because I unplugged it just before this webinar started. And then cellular connection was lost on May 3rd, 2018. We haven't cleaned these out for a while.
Oh, no.
But when you are an Alarm.com Silver Package member, you can push your own messages. So if you want to say, hey, how you doing? You can. If you want to say your bill is due, that one might be more relevant.
Or if you're running promotions or refer a friend or something.
There's so much that you could do with marketing to your customers. Remember, the market's changing. We have all of these competitors coming in, and they've got a really good strategy for reaching out to their customers on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. We need to be doing the same things. So the IQ panel is giving you options for how to reach out to your customers with positive touch points, not just, hey, your bill's due, you need to pay it now. Or
Right.
I don't want to talk to my customer. I installed them. If I don't talk to them, they can't complain.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it might be true, but if they ever get talked to about their system, they will never refer anybody. They will never have good things to say. So if you encourage positive touch points, you will now be a competitor to those people who are emailing your customers on a regular basis.
Definitely.
Using Android, you can swipe with a swipe and a touch. You can change the panel's language. We support English and French Canadian and Spanish. And you don't need to purchase a different SKU. That's another really fun thing.
I'll show you how to do it here. So if you swipe down, I believe this is Spanish, but you can see right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Touch it?
I didn't touch it.
Don't change it.
So you'll now see, this is like so confusing to me. You'll now see it's in Spanish. And it was that quick, 2 seconds.
Yeah, my daughter likes to change it to Spanish just to make life interesting.
Hey.
I don't know. But that's the power of Android.
Yep.
IQ Remote is our secondary tablet. It uses the same UI, swipe touch based as the IQ panel, so you're not getting a different experience. You don't have to know anything special. It's thinner than this. It's there's one on the wall back there, but you can use it on a table stand or a mount. I have them on stands. I have one on my nightstand and in my basement. It repeats panel chimes, voices. It offers full security and Z-Wave control, and you can connect up to 3. So that's awesome. There are so much more we could talk about. What is different about us and the competition? I mean, where do you start?
Yeah.
You saw the list of all the check marks and all the things that our competitors were lacking. If you want to jump more into that, we can. But there are so many more things that we didn't even talk about. So we're so different. And what it really comes down to is the quality of life that we're after and the innovation and technology we try to put out. And with that, we can talk about our roadmap. Oh, can the panel connect with Nest? Yes, it can. You're not going to have as much versatility as you can with the thermostat we recommend, the alarm.com thermostat. You don't get as much control or customization, but you can connect with Nest, absolutely. Hopefully that answers your question.
I think we're good. No, mine's backwards.
Okay.
Okay.
That's why.
So, roadmap.
Power G. Okay, we have 8 minutes. Let's see if we can bust through it. Power G. I'm sure you guys have so many questions. What's the beauty? We're offering a new SKU for Power G, and it's called the IQ Panel 2 Plus.
I'm going to show you. So,
there she
with
is.
that,
basically, it's the same thing as the IQ Panel 2.
Can you see it?
You're doing a great job. Basically, it's the same thing as the IQ panel, but the hardware is different. You've got the Power G card built in, but with that, we have different flavors. So you've got gold is 319.5, so that is going to partner with Interlogix and Qolsys, right? Then you've got this one, 345 for Honeywell and 2 gig. So if you have a 2 gig device that you absolutely love, no problem, grab that panel.
And 433 for DSC.
That's Power G compatible.
Yep.
So if you're looking for range, holy cow, this is your big boy, right? Because you've got Power G offers range. We tested it at ASX. Oh my gosh. And even at ISC, if you guys have ever been to the convention center at ISC, with all of that noise that we talked about happening on the floor, we were able to go diagonally across and out the doors, and we were still getting signals on the Power G card.
Gerard has a good question. He said, is Power G needed for new installs? So
it depends on your definition of need.
Yeah.
The IQ Panel 2 is still available. You're more than welcome to use that. The price point will be slightly different. You're not going to get the range. The encryption that Power G offers, it's 2-way encryption. It's self-healing. It has, I mean, the range, again, is like my favorite.
Yeah.
It's military grade encryption, so it actually hops frequencies. You cannot break through Power G encryption.
It's hopping, I know we have it here. I want to say 64 times a second or something.
It's just,
I mean, it's always going to be working. Again, you're never going to have to worry about having a bit, like doing an install for a big house or a business.
Sheds, detached garages, mother-in-law house in the backyard, things like that. no longer a problem. You want to do a warehouse, we can do it. You want to do commercial, we can do it. And the beautiful thing is if you want to use DSC products with that Qolsys panel and Power G, buy this one. If you want to do the Qolsys peripherals and Power G, buy the gold one. And then if you want to do, you love, Honeywell's devices, use the silver. So that's what we love about it. And every single one comes in a Verizon cell card, AT&T, and TELUS. So you've got 3 different flavors, 3 different variations of each. So we are adding 9 SKUs. And we're so excited because you can take over anything. You walk into a house and it doesn't matter what they have, you can take it over using one of these 3 flavors. I just want to hold them.
And Whitney, I know Whitney showed this, but here's the Panel G card that's going to be built in. So you're going to have your Z-Wave Plus, your flavor, right, the Legacy, and then the Power G.
Yep.
And the Power G card is going to be built in.
Yes. So when you buy these SKUs, that's upside down. The Power G card will be built in. So you don't have to worry about buying anything else. There's no additional packaging or anything like that you need to get. There's no cell slides. I don't even know what else there is, but you don't need them. You just grab this box, you're ready for an install.
Yeah.
And then depending on what the customer has in their house, it's not a problem. Or if they have, I don't know, certain SRF and you've got a device that you just think will work so great in that house and it's not 319.5, we don't discriminate. We're happy to help you no matter what.
We do have questions about if you have an existing IQ panel too, but want the features of Power G.
Well, that is a fantastic question. Unfortunately, because it is a hardware change, as of right now, you'd have to upgrade. Is that right? Okay. I don't know for sure.
We'll keep you posted. So if we are offering the daughter cards, yeah, it would just be from distribution. You'd be able to purchase them.
I think we're still kind of in limbo with that as far as whether or not we'll sell the cards separately, but that's what you'd need to do. So worst case scenario, you need to upgrade. Best case scenario, potentially you just need a card. As far as cost, I think it's still being defined. But we are looking to launch these SKUs any minute. So pay attention. You guys got an email for this webinar. You'll get an email when that goes live.
Yeah, the press release.
And that,
Oh, I was going to say, Jennifer had a great question. She wants to know what the frequencies are of the different flavors.
319.5,
345,
345, and 433.
Yep. Okay,
So that's Power G. So excited. And with that, we had a recent software update that is going to allow the ability to view alarm.com cameras on the panel. It's only the indoor and outdoor. The indoor camera, I don't have the SKUs right now.
I don't either.
But email us if you want to know the specifics. But it's the little puck. Dang it.
Oh, no, sorry.
There's a puck and then there's the outdoor camera that are available right now with Live View. If you want to get on that and you want to use Live View, email your rep. If you do not know.
alarm.com.
Yes, your alarm.com rep.
Yes.
If you don't know who it is, call us. We'll get you hooked up with your sales rep. They can help you.
Yeah. So Live View, and then we have Live Answer too.
Yes. So Live Answer is basically Kelsey's at her panel. I knock on the door. It's not true. I ring my Sky Bell, and then Kelsey can see my face on screen, and we can talk to each other, and she can unlock her front door and let me in. So excited about Live View.
Okay.
I don't know that anyone else is doing that.
No, I think this is a new feature for everybody.
We have a great video for that one too.
I know.
And then my favorite, we had this idea, I kid you not, like 2 years ago. I remember talking to the tech team about it, and now it's happening.
I'm so excited.
Okay,
exciting.
You know when you get your phone, well, at least an Apple phone, it has, the second you turn it on, it says, hello, what language would you like? And then you pick, well, for me, it's English. And then, where are you located? Here. What Wi-Fi?
Yep.
Here, it's called the setup wizard. We're doing that for the panel. I'm so excited. I'm not even kidding. Because it makes it.
Christmas.
This is like I'm a little bit of a dork.
For technicians, though, this is going to be so easy.
Well, it opens up your business strategy. So not only for your technicians when they go, they hit every check mark because they're going through a wizard.
Yeah.
You can't skip steps. And this stuff is installed properly using the tools, and it's perfect for a professional install.
Definitely.
But it opens it up for you to consider as a business owner DIY. It's foolproof. Like DIY up to this point is basically, I'm going to send this panel out and I really pray that the customer is going to follow my instructions and I hope they're good enough. Well, now they walk through a wizard. When's the last time you had a technician set up your phone? You don't need to, right? You could, it'd be great because I'm sure it'd have a lot more features, but you don't have to because it has a wizard. Same concept. It has the setup, it updates the software, it sets up security and life safety devices, Z-Wave, Bluetooth if you want it, users, and then you test the system and you are golden. Oh, I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have a lot of new exciting things. Keep an eye out for that press release for the Power G panels. I know that when we were at ISC, ESX, people are so excited for the possibilities. You really can do anything. You can take over any panel. You can put any device together using it. You could do anything. It's great. And then using Live View, Live Answer, and the Setup Wizard, these are brand new.
And they're so exciting. People have been asking for these for so long. So like you said, it's exciting that we're finally doing it.
Well, and you look at our checklist. Take that anywhere else in the market and tell me another manufacturer who's giving your company the options to set your customers up like that, should they choose. And the great thing is with the panel, no matter what your customer base is like, if they're elderly, if they're young, if they have families, if they have teenagers, the panel fits. And if you need help coming up with strategies or anything like that, we're here to help. We've got the dealer portal. It's got tons of assets on it. It's at Qolsys.com/dealers, right? No, dealers.qolsys.
Dealers.qolsys.com/register if you haven't used it before.
Yes, and Kelsey is your girl when you apply for portal access. She's going to help you with it. And if you have questions, anything like that, we're here to help. We believe in quality of life, and same thing for your business. So if you need help with ideas or strategies or anything like that, we're here for you. But thank you guys so much for joining. I don't think that we have any other questions.
There's a few. We'll stay on for a few minutes to answer questions. So please, if you have any last minute questions, let us know. If not, email us questions, marketing@qolsys.com.
And I'm what you want, Kelsey. Next week, we'll be doing a technical webinar. So be on the lookout for that email. It will go out tomorrow if you need it.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Bye.